Class 5 again then for race number 2, up to the 2,200 metres though, with a couple of class droppers. First of them being Proud Skies, back into Class 5 company. He's been here once before. He won. Audacity drops into Class 5 as well. First and second is 2 starts over course and distance. Savannah wins course and distance first time. Telepathian Le Panache led home a 1-2 for Armand Lee last time out. Sweet Beam was in that race as well. Finished in third, as was Island Flyer, Loyal Craftsman and Supernatural. The rematch is on.
This is a tricky speed map. There's a number of horses that could be in certain places here, so this is subject to change. It could be a race where there's a mid-race move as well, because there's no noted leader. Something does have to lead. What it is a big question. So you've probably got to sort of work around horses that are maybe drawn low. Potentially the pace should be slow, but the possible chance of a mid-race move, it's a tricky one to work out. Trickiest of the night for me.
Gold Velvet, now he'll like stepping up to 2,200 metres, and he's had plenty of racing this season. He'll be fourth up, so he's a really fit horse going into this contest. And they're on breeding, he should find it very nicely for him, as will Savannah Wind. Another one that's had plenty of runs this season as well. This will be his 6th run, so another one's very fit going in to the 2,200 metres. Obviously, this is the ultimate distance at Happy Valley, isn't it? So you want these horses to have a few runs leading into it. And Island Fly, another one that falls into that category as well. He's going nice as well, Joe Moreron. Well, it's just pulling a little bit in his work, which might be interesting over this 2,200. So he's another one that maybe could go forward.
He could do, yeah, definitely.
All right. Proud Sky is where we're going to start. It's been running quite consistently in Class 4 companies. I mentioned before, one start in this grade, he won. This was behind Je Pense.
Well, I'm going to put a line through him now after what Paul said before about horses dropping from 4 into 5, and not one of them's won this season. But this is obviously an easier contest for him. The Valley 2 starts hasn't hit the frame. I don't think the distance will be an issue, so there are ticks and crosses alongside of his name. At the end of the day, though, 2,200 metres and all that weight to carry, he's probably better than most, but I think there's a couple that are drawn well and might have his measure in the end. Yeah,
just a Happy Valley record put me off, I must admit. I mean, he's only had 2 starts here, so he's probably entitled to, you know, another chance, but with 133 barrier 8, I was happy to leave him.
He wasn't the first one to pen, but he had others in front of him for me.
All right, OK. There's a couple of races with a lot of runners in the field, this being one of them. Wealthy Fortune fares best. Savannah Wind, Holy Unicorn and Gold Velvet, who we saw in the track work there, Paul. Yeah,
the thing with Gold Velvet is he didn't get the best of run in this, so I think they'll try and get a nice position from him from barrier number 2. And, you know, as you said, there's a whole host. Wealthy Fortune, I wouldn't be surprised if he led, because he led over 1,800, didn't he? And led all the way when he won. So they might do tactics. I mean, he's a horse. There's only 2 horses that have won over this distance. He's been one, Audacity being the other in this field.
He's another one that could go forward too, but both of them are sort of drawn out wide. So it's difficult to sort of come up with any real confidence on the speed map and how it'll sort out.
All right. Telepathia last start win. As I said, he led home a 1-2 for Armand Lee. Le Panache, Nash had kicked on coming into the turn, tried to steal a march on them, but they cut him down in the end.
Yeah, actually, Telepathia, he's also won over this distance 3 times. So he's the other one that has had plenty of success. This is over 2,200 metres when he won. La Panache finished off nicely. Sweet Bean and Lord Craftsman all reopposed. So it's just a tricky race, I think. I think you're right, Brett.
I'm going to follow this form line, because when I look down and see that Telepathia won, he's got Matthew Poon going on, who takes the £7 off. He's a winner without penalty, staying in the same class. And Le Panache is also in the same case. He didn't win, but he comes in £7 lighter, so effectively he's almost a winner without penalty too. So I think they're both quite well in that situation, and Loyal Craftsman's around about the same scenario.
Island Fly was in that race as well, dropped out. But a forgive for me for that run, and Moreira jumps on board too.
Yep, that's on. Yep.
All right, so second of the Class 5s, Paul?
Yeah, this is I think his trickiest race of the night. So I'm going to go with one that's paying 20 to 1, which is Gold Velvet. He's stepping up to the distance for the first time. I don't think it's going to be a problem for him from barrier number 2. Savannah Wind is the other Savabeel that's in this race. He's improving all the time. He's only had the 7 starts. Audacity's won over the course, as has Wealthy Fortune, the other one being Telepathia. But I went 3, 4, 2, 5, but at 20 to 1, I'd be backing the 3 each way.
I got him in as well. As you said, Paul, he had an excuse last start. Prior to that, he looked like he was ready to win. So, but I ended up going with that form line that I mentioned before, with Le Panache and Telefacia as the selection. So I'm going with 6 to beat 7, Telefacia, Le Panache, Loyal Craftsman in for 3rd, and Gold Velvet in for 4th. It's a very difficult race. It's a bit of a puzzle, actually. And I'm just going to suggest 6 and 7 QQP for the reasons I mentioned, because of the winner without penalty situation, and both look well in, both handle the course and distance and are both drawn well. So 6, 7, 11, 3.